Hello Scorpio, it's me Maria Guyon, intuitive and spiritual business coach from Wild Fox Alchemy. It's August. Can you believe it? Honestly, we spent 2020 wishing for 2021 to come around, and 2021 is just flying by. So, I'm here to do your business block reading for August 2021 to find out where your blockages are and see if I can help you release them. Are you ready to get cracking, Scorpio? Because I am. Grab a cup of tea and let's get to it. So, Scorpio, we start with a Work Your Light card from Rebecca Campbell. And this is Starseed, what lights you up? Are you a Starseed, Scorpio? Are you somebody that has lived various lives? Are you somebody that has chosen to come to the planet at this time to serve a purpose? I believe quite strongly that women are drawn to start businesses that are helpful in a lot of ways. We like to be healers. We like to make transformations for people. We like to help people. And I think that there is just an army of Starseed type people that are waking up and wanting to do what lights them up, and then realizing that what lights them up actually has a knock-on effect on the rest of the planet. There are so many soul-led businesses coming to the fore at the moment, Scorpio. Are you one of those people? Let me know in the comments below. What's your business? Who do you help? Let's support each other, cheer each other on. What's in your present, Scorpio, is the King of Acorns. This is my favourite card, I think, when it comes to business. This is a proper leader. This is an entrepreneurial card. This is somebody who is visionary. They are charismatic, full of optimism and innovation. This is a brilliant card for you in the present, Scorpio. You have a lot of positive energy there for this month. What's crossing you, Scorpio, is the Hermit. Now then. So this is about contemplation and wisdom. It's about going away and learning a little bit, doing some soul searching, maybe being in solitude for a little while you contemplate the way to move forward. This can be, in this position crossing you, it can be that you're isolating yourself a little bit. It's in direct opposition really to this King of Acorns and who the King of Acorns is, because this is an energy of drawing people in and being charismatic and showing you leadership and people being drawn to you because of it. But then there's this urge to kind of be alone, to contemplate, to think. Spirit's just telling me don't miss out on opportunities here because of this need to feel like you've got to go away and contemplate. Don't avoid being this person who is charismatic and attracting people. I think balance is just what has popped into my head there, that you need to balance these two elements of wanting to be alone and contemplate, and at the same time people being very drawn to you. Be careful that you don't repel people with this need you have to perhaps be alone. That's an interesting one, isn't it? What's in your subconscious mind? The Three of Shells, playfulness and bliss. This, again, I would say, tacks in with this King of Acorns. You have this wonderful, vivacious, charismatic feeling of energy around you, and people are going to be attracted. Subconsciously, that's what you want. Your subconscious mind is saying, yes, we should go ahead. We should be playful. We should enjoy the company of others. But this Hermit is kind of going, but really, I'd like to just be alone and have some time to think. I don't really have the time to think about what I want to do and where I want to be. In the distant past, what needs healing? The Five of Feathers. This is about loss. Sometimes, Scorpio. Usually, I say what happens in the subconscious spot here is tied in with this. That something happened in your distant past. It could be in your childhood. It could even be a couple of years ago, an adult occurrence that then influences the way that you move forward. We get our fingers burnt. We don't want to touch the stove again, do we? And so the subconscious mind will always take on board what we need to protect ourselves. And is this what we're protecting ourselves from? This Five of Feathers. This is about being challenged and disappointed. It can be about loss. It can be a situation where nobody really won. It was just a giant upset and nobody really won. And that knowledge going forward can lead to business blocks. We'll investigate that one further in a moment. What's in your recent past, the last 3 to 6 months? We've got the Knight of Shells. And here we are again with a guy that really kind of ties in with this King of Acorns. This is another guy. He's the Brad Pitt of the Knights. He's charming. He's very passionate about what he does. He is very in touch with his emotions, connected to his feelings. Bit of a warrior going on here. Tends not to be a leadership type person, but can be very action orientated. It can be a sign of a project that's been started. Are you on a new crusade? Are you on a new mission? I feel like you are, Scorpio, and I feel like whatever your mission is, your crusade is very attractive to people. And subconsciously you want to attract people, and you are the person that to do this, whatever it is, you are the person to do it. Without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. But I'm wondering what's going on there. Your conscious focus is the Page of Crystals. That makes a lot of sense. This is about goal setting. It's about manifestation, bringing new ideas in. So I'm getting the overwhelming feeling here that you have had a realization, and there is something that you want to bring to this world. It lights you up, and it will light the world up. It will bring a lot of pleasure, a lot of joy, a lot of transformation to other people. And I feel like that is actually what you want, but somewhere we've got this block with the Hermit where you feel like you need to take some time away to think about it more. And we'll get back to that one and why that could be affecting you in a minute. What's happening in your near future? We've got the Moon card. Imagination and perception. Now this card is also a sign of shining a light on something that has been in the dark so far. It's about imagination. It's about finding new ways of looking at things. It can be about uncovering your fears as well. So I think whatever this new project is, this new idea that you've got, it's inspired. It's going to be something quite amazing. And it's going to make you very happy. Your external environment, we have the Ten of Crystals. This is about stability, success, attainment, accumulation of wealth, family. So actually around you it's looking good. It's looking really good, Scorpio. There's a lot of abundance there for you to share with your family. Your hopes and fears, we've got the King of Shells. This is a guy that, he's a healer. He controls his emotions, but he is in harmony. He does work from a place of integrity. I don't think that's a fear at this point. I think it's your hope. I think it's your hope that this new project is going to make you feel more in alignment with who you are. I wonder if, Scorpio, you've been running a business so far, or maybe you haven't started your business yet. Maybe it's been about you working a job where you've not felt fulfilled. It's needed. If it's a job working for somebody else, you're not fulfilled at it. It's not doing what you need it to do. For you, for yourself, you don't feel motivated by it anymore. So you've had this amazing idea for a new project and you're thinking of letting go of whatever it is you've been doing to move forward into this thing that is going to make a difference. And it'll make a difference to you, and it'll make a difference to whoever you work with. You've woken up to your purpose, I think, Scorpio. And you are a brilliant leader. You do attract people to you. It's what you want. You want to help people. You want them to feel happy and joyful. And it will make you feel like a better person. Even though you are a great person, Scorpio, I just need to clarify that. There's nothing wrong with you, Scorpio, one bit. You're a great person, but you don't always feel that, and you're hoping that this new project will fulfill you in a way that you haven't felt fulfilled before. Your outcome for the month of August is the Six of Acorns. Absolutely perfect. Success and triumph. This is absolutely amazing. What a banging reading this is. The Six of Acorns is about public recognition. Something here is going to go nuts. This is a card for leadership. I love getting this card in business readings because it is so positive. And in that particular spot, in the outcome spot, I couldn't ask for better. You know, you've got a couple of my absolute favourite cards here with this King of Acorns and the Six there. Now, let's have a look at this pair of spirit cards. I don't know why sometimes I get called to do two. Use your mind wisely and time for a deep dive. And Spirit's telling me that this time for a deep dive is to go with that Hermit card. They're to go with that Hermit card. The advice here is to use them in conjunction with the Hermit. Now, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clarify a couple of these. I want to clarify... Whoa! Wow. Yeah, I've got a few jumpers there. I flew out. Sometimes I wish you could see this. How they actually leap out. I got the King of Wands, and he is all about optimism, innovation. He brings people together. He's a leader. He is the same card as this guy, as this King of Acorns that you've got going on in your present. He's the same dude. Now we're looking at this past, this Five of Feathers, strategy and resilience, this challenge that you had where everybody ended up disappointed, where everybody had to agree to disagree. But somewhere, either you were this leader or you had a leader that was absolutely inspiring and that made you feel good. But then we've got the Ten of Wands. This was about getting too much, being burdened, having too much to carry, too much weight of the world. And then we've got the Queen of Cups. Now she's more subtle. She's a quite an intuitive soul. She's quite flexible. She's very receptive to things. She's very mothering, but she leads from behind. She's not like these two guys. She's not like these, where she is up front and leading and all the rest of it. She tends to be the leader that is very sort of effective without being right in your face. And then we've got the Star card, which is about recovery, regeneration, rebirth, hope, renewal, stripping things back. So what on earth has gone off here that could be blocking you? Because actually, I do this reading because I like to uncover business blocks, because we all have business blocks. There isn't a one of us that doesn't have a business block. I promise you, even the most successful business people in the world have blocks, and it can be imposter syndrome, it can be a lack of confidence when trying something new, it can be a lack of faith in themselves. There's so many of them that think that they're only there by pure luck and not by hard work or dedication or anything else. There's usually something there. It can be a money belief that holds them back. It can be a sabotaging behaviour where they get to a point where they succeed and then feel like they don't deserve it, they're not worth it, so they will do subtle things that stop them progressing and stop them succeeding. And this is universal. I can't think of anybody that I've ever met who says, I'm amazing, my business is amazing, everything I do is amazing, and I have total confidence and faith in everything I do. doesn't happen. So I kind of want to know why it's not happened, why we've had this conflict. Some sort of conflict went on and there were no winners. There was a loss. And I can't quite fathom why. And it's... Did you start off like this? Where you were innovative, starting a business, everything was amazing, and then it all got too much? Is that it? It all just became too much for you. It all became a burden. It was all too much. I get the feeling that there's a couple of scenarios here that you are this person, and you still are, but it got too much for you. Whatever it was you were doing became too much. You had this huge burden to carry, and you needed, emotionally, you needed to change things. You needed to heal. I wonder if some of this is to do with you being quite an intuitive, nurturing person. This Queen of Cups is confusing me a little. She's confusing me a little. I wonder if it was down to your compassion for other people. If you're nurturing the nurturing nature of a business or something that you've done before. Just the word nurse pop up. You do have this charisma, and I think it's you. I think this isn't somebody else. I don't believe that this is somebody else that you followed because they're an exceptional leader, but they put too much on you. And you weren't very good at saying no to people. You were very nurturing. It required a lot of energy from you, a lot of emotional energy from you. And it necessitated you having to strip everything back. And I can see now where that would be a worry for you now. Empath. Spirit just said empath. I looked at the King of Shells there and Spirit said empath. You're an empath, Scorpio. And people are drawn to you because of it. And then I just got the word narcissist. Oh, hell's bells. You are an empath. You draw people to you. And as a result, you can become very overwhelmed very quickly. Other people's problems feel so strongly like they're your own. You pick up on all these energies. You desperately want to help people. It's what you feel you were put on the planet to do. But the previous experiences of being overwhelmed and burdened and having to strip everything back because you couldn't really handle it, you couldn't cope with it all. It was just a deluge, is what I'm being told. I was just drawn to the water there. It was just a deluge. And the same with this Queen of Cups. You wanted to be this Queen of Cups. You wanted to be this leader in a more subtle way. You have a lot of compassion and you were giving it all out, but you just ended up deluged in other people's issues. But I think you've learned now. You've learned that you need boundaries and to protect yourself. And that's where this Hermit is coming in. You are being called to step up into this project, business, whatever it is that lights you up. It's part of your contract as a Starseed that you've come in to do this work. And you know that people are drawn to you. You know that people are going to be attracted to you. But you have this need to withdraw into yourself. And that's absolutely fine. As an empath or an introvert, you need that time. Spirit's just told me that what you need to do is impose boundaries. the word boundaries just sprung in there, that in order to do this successfully, and it is what you're meant to do, and it will bring you happiness, and it does involve you changing the lives of other people, because they need you. Whoever it is you want to work with, please let me know in the comments who it is that you want to work with and what you want to help them with, because this is fascinating. Yeah, and it is what you want. You want to help people. You want to bring them back to a place of playfulness and bliss. I get the feeling that you could be wanting to work with people who've been abused, people who are depressed, or they've got some sort of massive problem. It could even be something like financial advisor, getting them out of a feeling of despair. It could be helping people cope with the mental health issues that have resulted from the pandemic. Something has sparked whatever it is your mission is. But you're afraid that you'll repeat these past mistakes where you understand that you take too much on. You understand that you soak up everybody's energy around you, and then it ends up leaving you feeling depleted and in need of rebirth and replenishment and healing. So this is where this hermit is coming in, that you're thinking, well, I want to do all this, but how do I do it in such a way where I can disappear and contemplate and be alone and recover from all this stuff? There's a lot of abundance around you as well attached to this, and you can see that. I think you can see that not only will you change people, but you will get rewarded for it. I don't feel like this is a volunteer position at all. This is definitely a very lucrative market that you've chosen for yourself. People will pay you to do whatever it is you do for them. It's definitely, the word healer just popped in. It's definitely a healing energy about this. You were sent here to heal, but you are aware that it takes a lot out of you to do this work. Spirit has just said that you need to do something that allows you to do this work without the amount of contact that you've had with people in the past. So it could be that you can make recordings of whatever it is you do, or write a book about whatever it is you do, where a lot of people can access it without having to necessarily access you and deplete your energy. Does that make sense, Scorpio? I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm feeling, and I think there's going to be some sort of aha moment here with this moon card, where something is going to come to you. You're going to have some ideas, because this is about your subconscious mind and using your imagination. I feel like it's a bit linked to this. How you can help people without actually depleting yourself in the way that you've been depleted in the past. Some idea is going to come to light for you in this very near future, in the next sort of 3 to 6 months. It could be as soon as today. It could be that you listen to this reading and go, oh my God, I can do that, and it'll just come to you in a flash. But some inspired idea is going to come. You're going to change the way that you see what you do, and it will allow you to protect yourself, Scorpio, from allowing other people to be energy sucks. And I completely understand this, because I was a therapist for a long time, and I had to stop doing what I was doing because it became too much. I dealt a lot with people who suffer from extreme depression, and the stories that led to them being where they were heart-wrenching. And it can be difficult to put boundaries around that. You can't help who you are when you're a very helpful, empathic, kind, compassionate person. You can't help but take all these stories in and feel the pain that these people have felt, and then understand, why they're in such deep pain now, today. But you can't take that all on board, and so there's a way, Scorpio. For some of you, it's going to be really obvious, where you think, well, I could just make recordings or do group work, where I can impart my wisdom and my skill without sucking up everybody else's energy and ending up feeling like I've got to retreat. These two are very linked. There's this need for retreating and replenishing. I feel and this is coming from a place of coaching now, that this is definitely about you setting boundaries. It's about you creating your business plan to incorporate time for this replenishment and recovery and contemplation. It could be that you say, well, I'm only going to work 4 days a week, and the other 3 I'm going to make sure that I prioritize self-care, self-compassion, that I detox myself of any negative energy that comes out of what I'm doing, you know, the stuff that I take away from other people, to give them joyfulness and bliss. So whatever it is you're doing, and don't worry about it. Spirit's saying don't worry about it. Don't be thinking, oh, 4 days a week, that's ridiculous, I'll never earn the money. Whatever this new idea is will earn you the money. There is a lot of abundance around this idea. It's an inspired idea is what I'm being told. Now obviously this may not resonate for everybody. You may be listening to this and thinking, what are you on about? But this is the overwhelming energy for somebody out there. Let me know if it's you, Scorpio. Now, normally I pull a lot of different cards and I clarify things, but I don't really feel like there's a lot of clarification here. I think this was the issue. This was the why are we blocked? But I think we've answered it. So let's look at this pig and swan spirit. Use your mind wisely, says Piggy. I love piggies. I used to keep them, but they're so destructive. It's crazy. Pig spirit appears to remind you of the right use of intelligence, a gift we all have that is meant to be used with love, compassion, and discernment. Intelligence means recognizing the value of intuition partnered with smarts and common sense, which leads to intelligent solutions. When pig spirit appears, you are called to respect your analytical mind and use it for the highest good, recognizing that all facts must be considered even when they do not fit with what you know already. Spirit blesses us with wisdom when we allow pig spirit to nudge us into open-minded, thoughtful dialogues, whether with others or internally, as we mull over our ideas and what we have come to understand. You are intelligent and capable of clear-minded thinking, shaped by the wisdom you have accumulated and the intuition that will tell you when you have more learning to do, because not all the facts are in. Now is a time that your decision-making powers are reliable, for you are in alignment with pig spirit's keen intelligence. The protection message is about you overthinking things and not really getting to any sort of conclusion, about analysis paralysis. And it's talking about letting your mind rest so that you can clearly think instead of going round and round and round and round and round and letting your thought processes end up being muddled by fear and anxiety. It's talking about actually allowing yourself to take a break and relax and release any anxiety that you've got going on, because smart choices will become clear to you. It's talking a little bit about you doing some research, and this is where I feel it's tied with this hermit. You've got a lot going on in your head there, Scorpio, about this idea. You're very excited, you're very enthusiastic, but there's a fine line sometimes between excitement and anxiety, and worries about what's happened in the past occurring again. And this again says to me that you need to make time in your schedule. Like I said, you know, if you work 4 days a week and the other 3 days or 2 days or whatever you want to do are spent in self-care, etc., you'll be surprised how the ideas will just come to you, because you're giving your mind space to come up with things. You know, if you're constantly working and constantly busy and constantly analysing, you're not giving your mind the creative freedom to come up with the ideas. So what have we got with Swan Spirit? Time for a deep dive. I feel like this is also going to be linked to that Hermit, that you do actually, you know, it says it's come out in a challenge position, this card, this Hermit. And when you have a card crossing, you always have to look at the benefits and the not so beneficial things that are about it. And it's actually beneficial for you to sink into some space and time for yourself to consider what's going on and to replenish your mind. and replenish your energy. Do things that, fill you up and light you up, so that you come back to work feeling replenished and happy and a nice clean slate, so that, you're not taking on all the problems of the world. Swan spirit is all about being called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness, for there is knowledge you are not aware of and great treasures to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others, and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep into your why, asking the deeper questions of yourself. You are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. Don't talk yourself into diving deep into something just because you see the potential of things instead of what they really are. The necessary work and patience involved may not be the best use of your energy. Have you seen the potential in someone and thought that if you love and support them, they will become the person who knows you love them beyond all others? Have you stepped into an opportunity that you know feels too good to be true and might not turn out the way you hope? Now is not a time for selective, limited perception that can lead to misjudgment. Instead, this is a time for going deep and being honest about what you find as you explore the depths. Have no fear, for whatever you find below will help you love and understand yourself and others and make better choices. Can you sense Swan Spirit calling you to dive deep and resurface to choose again? That feels like quite a complex message, and I hope that it resonates with you, because I think there are parts of that fit with this reading, and parts of that I think you know yourself pretty well, to be honest. But I do think that whatever this project is, it does need some further thinking about in order to protect yourself from overwhelm and burnout and taking on too much as an empath. I just feel like you need to completely reorganize everything, how you work. Definitely consider how you can reach more people without them bringing you down in any sort of way. You can lift them without them making you feel down. Definitely energy work here. Some business that involves a lot of your energy. And it's so worth what you're doing, because it does light you up and it will transform people. But there's just that feeling of you must protect yourself. And there are ways of doing that. There are ways of creating a very lucrative business here. But they may not be very obvious right now. So you need to take a deep dive. Spirit is saying actually that Swan Spirit does not belong on the Hermit. It belongs on the Moon. It's part of this Moon energy where taking this deep dive will reveal things to you and shine a light on the way that you need to move forward. Right, I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. That's been really interesting, and I would love to know your take on it in the comments below. Has this resonated with you? Is this reading just speaking to you? Let me know. Let me know what your business is so that we can all have a look and support you, and maybe even become clients. That's what this is all about. I want to create a community of women that are out there supporting each other's businesses and cheering each other along and using spiritual practices to help them transform this planet that we're living on. Because I think, it's going to be down to us women. It really is. And the only way that women can achieve the kind of financial freedom that we need in order to make the world a better place is by starting your own business where your salary is whatever you decide it is, where there are no limits to what income you can make and what impact you can make on the world. I'll get off my soapbox now. So, if you'd like a private reading with me, all the details are in the description below. We'll go really deep into what your business is and what you need to be doing. You can always drop me a comment. Please like and subscribe. This is a very baby channel that I'm trying to grow, and I would love it if you would help me along. I love your feedback. I love reading your comments. I'm so grateful for anybody that takes the time to actually reply and tell me whether this has hit the mark or whether it's missed the mark entirely, whichever. I'm open to all sorts of constructive criticism. I'm always learning and want to improve. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to sign out now with love and magic always. This is Maria Guyon. Have a great month, and I'll see you again soon.